Feeling a little overwhelmed by the IELTS listening test? Hey, don't worry, you are definitely not alone. Today, we are going to crack the code on every single question type you'll face, giving you the insider strategies you absolutely need to succeed.
Welcome to The Explainer by IELTS Guide Phil on YouTube. What we do here is take all that expert knowledge and break it down into these clear, actionable guides. Our goal? Simple. To give you the confidence and the skills to walk into that test room feeling completely prepared. So, let's dive right in.
Okay, before we go any further, let's get one thing crystal clear. This is probably the single most important rule of the entire IELTS listening test. The audio is played only once. That's it. There are no second chances, no do-overs, which means your focus and your strategy have to be on point from the very first second. To get you there, here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the big picture, a quick overview of the test. Then we'll do a deep dive into every single question type. After that, we'll talk about those common mistakes you got to avoid, give you a strategic toolkit, and finally, lay out your clear path to success. So here's the layout of the land. You've got about 30 minutes to tackle 40 questions. These are split into 4 sections, and trust me, they get trickier as you go along. And see that little plus 10 minutes for transfer? If you're on the paper-based test, that time is only for copying your answers over. It is not a second chance to listen, so you have to get it right the first time. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, starting with a real classic, multiple choice. This is one of the most common question types you're going to see, and it's basically designed to test if you can tell the difference between very, very similar ideas. Now pay attention, because this slide shows the #1 trap that so many people fall into. It's so tempting to just grab the first option you hear, right? But the examiners, they know that. They deliberately plant what are called distractors, words from the wrong options just to catch you out. The real secret is over on the left. Listen for ideas, not just exact words. The correct answer will almost always be a paraphrase, a different way of saying what you heard, not the exact same vocabulary. Okay, let's move on and tackle a different kind of challenge, matching. This is where you've got to connect 2 sets of information. It might be a list of people and their opinions, or maybe places and their descriptions. It's all about tracking who said what or what belongs where. The most crucial thing here is what you do before the audio even starts playing. You get a little bit of time to look at the question paper. Use every single second of it. By scanning both lists, you're basically priming your brain, and you can start to predict the kinds of connections you're about to hear. Don't let similar sounding options trip you up. That prep time is your best defense. Next up, we've got a really visual one: plan, map, or diagram labeling. This isn't just about listening, it's about turning what you hear into a spatial, visual understanding. And this right here perfectly illustrates the key skill you need. You have to become a human GPS. Seriously. Before the audio starts, get your bearings. See what's already labeled on the map. Then tune your ears for directional words. They won't just say the library. They'll say things like, go past the post office and it's on your left, directly opposite the park. Those little words are the breadcrumbs that lead you straight to the answer. Now for a question type that really tests your attention to detail: form, note, or table completion. You can think of these as just structured fill-in-the-blank exercises. This is where so many easy marks are just thrown away. That little instruction, no more than 2 words, that is an ironclad rule. It is not a friendly suggestion. If the answer is blue shirt and you write the blue shirt, that's 0 points. It is that strict. And hey, while you're focused on the word count, don't forget the basics. A simple spelling mistake can also cost you the mark. Building right on that idea, we have sentence completion. It's another fill-in-the-blank style, but the real secret here is understanding the grammar of the full sentence that you're trying to complete. So for this one, grammar is your secret weapon. The word you write in that blank must fit the sentence perfectly. So before you even listen, do a quick analysis. Does the sentence need a verb in the past tense, a plural noun, a person? Knowing what kind of word you're listening for makes it 100 times easier to spot it when the audio plays. Let's switch gears to something a bit more direct: short answer questions. Forget about paraphrasing or complex grammar for a second. This is a straightforward test. Can you find a specific piece of information and write it down short and sweet? Your best friends here are the classic question words: what, when, who, where, and how. Underline them. They are your targeting system. If the question asks who, You can ignore every date, every place, every number you hear, and just listen for a name or a title. It's about being a sniper, not a machine gunner. You want to pinpoint the exact information you need and nothing more. And finally, we have pick from a list. This is where you might have to choose, say, 2 correct reasons out of a list of 5 or 6 options. It's often about understanding opinions or multiple different points being made. So the key here is to stop being a passive listener. Don't just sit there waiting to hear the 2 correct answers. You need to be an active eliminator. As the speaker is talking, have your pencil ready. If they mention option C but say it was a bad idea, cross it out immediately. By actively getting rid of the wrong answers, you make the right ones stand out, and that dramatically increases your chances of getting it right. Okay, we've gone through all the specific question types, but now let's zoom out for a second and talk about the game killers. These are the universal mistakes that can just destroy your score across the entire test. So take an honest look and ask yourself, are you making any of these? These might look like small things, but they are absolutely devastating. Forgetting the plural S on the end of a word like books costs you the exact same number of points as completely misunderstanding a whole conversation. Misspelling a name, even by 1 tiny letter, that's 0 points. Losing focus after 1 tricky question can create a domino effect, costing you the next 2 or 3 answers. And leaving an answer blank, that's a guaranteed 0. A guess, even a wild one, gives you a chance. Never give up free chances. So how do you avoid all those traps and actually master these skills? Well, it's not about magic. It's all about having a smart training plan. Here is your 5-step toolkit for success. It starts with regular practice on all these question types, using real, authentic IELTS materials. Then, you absolutely have to expose yourself to different accents: British, Australian, American, you name it. Build your listening stamina so you can stay laser-focused for the full 30 minutes. And maybe the most important step of all, meticulously review every single mistake you make. That is where the real learning happens. Look, mastering this test is a journey, and this explainer, which was written, created, and produced by the team at IELTS Guide Phil, is designed to be your roadmap to get there. But your journey doesn't have to end right here. To go even deeper, you can read the original full blog post over at IELTSGuidePhil.com. For more video explainers just like this one, make sure you're subscribed here to the IELTS Guide Phil YouTube channel. You could also find deep dive audio episodes on the Spotify podcast, and for daily tips and fantastic support, come join the community in the IELTS Guide Phil Facebook group. So, what's your next step? All the resources we just mentioned are linked for you right in the description below. Your path to IELTS success is ready whenever you are. Go on, check them out.